Peace and love, peace and love. Welcome back to another Occult healing session. I hope you guys are doing well. A lot of energy going on. If you guys been paying attention, there's been a lot of energy going on. I said a lot of energy going on, like energy is not always going on, but there's a lot of energy accumulating right now. And I hope you guys are paying attention to this because that's what it means to be conscious. It means to be when you're conscious, it means you're paying attention, you're aware of things, you know you're just you're aware of what's going on. Like, even though you might not be able to pinpoint or explain it in detail, you can just feel something, and you got to move. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about navigating out of the matrix, because a lot of people talk about this, right? A lot of people is always, tons of YouTube videos, telling you how to get out of the matrix and all that stuff, right? Um, Now, what they really do is kind of just talk about the matrix and talk about what's wrong and talk about, all the bad things the government's doing and all the bad things of what it means to be asleep. They never really give you a solution, do they? Because if that was the case, then there will be a whole ton of people that have the solution, including those individuals that are speaking on this. They're in the matrix as well. The whole thing is, this is, it's not about, trying to get out right now, because the only way you're getting out is if you're no longer present on this planet anymore. But you can become aware. You can become like Neo in the Matrix. Okay, you still have to participate. That's the whole thing about that movie. Okay, about those movies, the Matrix trilogy. All right, you got to pay attention, because they still have to do work within that system. That's the same thing here. When you awaken, okay, when you take that red pill, which there's two specific things that you need to do to take that red pill, which I'm gonna give to you today. That's when you're able to navigate through the matrix, navigate out, in and out of the matrix. You still need to be here on this planet, obviously, or you wouldn't be here. So obviously, the two major things are astrology and tarot. This is what, people take this stuff as fun and games, as just ego trip and stuff like that. I say all the time that your astrology chart is the map, is your map, okay? So remember, I said this before in another video, that astrology is the masculine, tarot is the feminine. Okay, these are the two tools that you need to awaken and navigate through the matrix. Why? Okay, like I said, with your astrology reading, you can, the biggest key, I mean, there's so many things you could do, but the biggest key thing is you can find out your strengths and weaknesses. Why is this important? Because today, what a lot of us do is we go off of what we see other people doing. Okay, we don't go according to our strengths and weaknesses. So, for example, we no longer pick careers according to our strengths and weaknesses. Okay, because there's been many motivational speakers that say, hey, you could do whatever you want to do. And that's true. That's the key thing. That is very true, that yes, if you put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay. But here's the key point, what they're not telling you. If you're not naturally inclined to do something, it's going to take you way, way longer and a whole lot more stress and a whole lot more time to do something, compared to somebody who's naturally able to do it. Not only that, but they don't tell you that even so, even if you do become really efficient in a certain career, certain whatever it may be, a certain artistic, whatever it is, are you going to be happy actually doing it? Because what if you see what happens to a lot of people is that they start doing something, right? They thought they wanted to do it, and then they start doing it, and then they become miserable and realize they don't want to do it anymore. Just look at all the college kids. Just look at all the college kids, right? That keep switching their majors and stuff like that. That's because they clearly are just picking majors according to their logical thinking, which is the best money, I mean, the easiest. I mean, what makes the best money? What is the easiest job to do? Like, again, we're totally way off on how to navigate here because, again, a big portion of awakening is experiencing happiness and pleasure. I know it sounds so simple because we have this notion that there's all these things that we have to do, but literally the main goal is to achieve harmony, happiness, and pleasure. Okay, because those are high frequencies. All right. Low frequencies are what? Anxiety, depression. Okay. So if you are able to keep yourself on a high frequency, you can manipulate reality. Simple. Again, I try to keep things so simple. So, again, with the astrology chart, the main thing, it shows you your strengths and weaknesses. That's very important to know because you can get in where you fit in. I say this all the time. All right. If you know, and then not only that, but you'll be prepared. So when you step into an environment, you know that is going to play a lot on your weaknesses. You'll be able to prepare for the most part. Of course, you're going to end up in environments and situations that are totally off of the whim. But it'll be a lot less because a lot of times we intentionally put ourselves in situations that we're not good in, and because of false confidence, whatever it may be. Like I said, you can make yourself good at anything, but why waste time if it's not even going to fulfill you? All right, so you got to understand what fulfills you as an individual, as you. Okay, not me, not your best friend, not your mother, not your father. Okay. Here's the thing, you got to have confidence in yourself because if you're choosing a field just for the sake of money, that means you don't have confidence in yourself. It doesn't matter if you want to be a yoga teacher. Okay. I'm pretty sure you can find some yoga teachers out there that are making, like, who knows, over 80,000 a year. You might not believe that, but go to LA. There's probably yoga teachers that are teaching yoga to celebrities, okay, that are making huge amounts of money. Like, again, it doesn't matter what field it is, you can make money. You can make a large amount of money off of it. And here's another thing that I always say too, right? That, of course, you don't want to just focus on one thing, but you want to get to one thing at a time. So if you're just starting something, you want to just focus on that for that period, okay? Then as you get established in that particular thing, you want to automate it. What I mean automate it is have it working for you. And that means you're going to have to hire other people or get into software that helps you automate the process. People, software, whatever. I mean, but you're still going to need people because you need people to create the software for you. Okay. Or you need people to run the software for you. Either way. But that's what I mean in a nutshell of automating, where you are making money while you sleep. Okay. And so that can give you a lot more time to focus on another project. And if you have 3, 4 solid projects that's bringing you income, it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's making a small amounts of money, all 4 of those incomes will lead to a big amount of money annually. You see what I mean? So again, this is what I'm saying about combining the spiritual with the practical. This is what I'm trying to give to you guys now. We got enough of the spiritual. Um, spiritual is still important, but for all you that are following me, for the most part, you got enough of the spiritual, you know, and for those of you that may be new to this, you might have had enough of the practical. Now we need to come to a space. This is the new evolution of occult healing. Come to a space where we're combining the spiritual and the practical. All right. So it doesn't matter if you want to do tarot readings, astrology readings. Again, those are sources of income. But again, like I said, this is very important to understand. All right. Um, to understand those weaknesses and strengths. Another big key point is to understand the rules and regulations of your center, of your particular path. Now, again, anybody who's had an astrology reading with me knows that the ruling planet represents the path. Okay. The ruling sign represents the conditions. Do you understand how important this is to know? Because again, I always say that with the free websites online, you're not going to be able to find your rulerships. All right, you're going to need uh, a human being to find out your rulerships. So I always say, again, if you want the astrology readings, guys, occulthealing22@gmail.com. The email's in the description of this video. You know I got to throw the plug in there because what are we doing? Spirituality, practicality, the practical, combining it. So I got to throw the plug in there. All right, and just any other services as well. If you're interested in any of my services, tarot readings, uh, the one-on-one consultations, the detox consultation, the how to make money from home session, the money spell, so on and so forth. So again, knowing your path and knowing the conditions of your path. Okay, like I said, the ruling planet is the path. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's say you're ruled by I can combine this with two, Mercury or Saturn. Mercury and Saturn are the teachers and the scholars of this planet. Okay, so that's the path. Even though, remember, there's all kinds of intricate different paths within one path, right? So just because you're ruled by Saturn or Mercury doesn't mean you can't be that doesn't mean you can't get into sports, right? It's just most likely you'll have to give something to your team or to you have to teach something, okay? That's what's going to fulfill you in life. I mean, I can go on and on, every planet has a certain path, and then the ruling signs, like the conditions of the path, okay? So for example, let's just say you're ruled by the sign of Leo. Remember, guys, if you're new to hearing this has nothing to do with your sun sign. The sun sign is the sign that you know because your birthday, and we think that's the most important sign. That's not the most important sign in your chart. The most important sign in your chart is your ruling sign. This represents the conditions of your path. Let's just say you have Leo as your ruling sign. That means the condition that's on your path is that you're going to have to be in the forefront. You're going to have to show the world your talents. You're going to have to um, build your confidence. You're going to have to, uh, you're going to have to cater to the people. You're going to have to cater to the crowd. All right. You're going to have to cater to the minds of others and to the wants of others. All right. Because again, Leo puts on the show again. So that's the condition of your path. You see how deep this can go. All right. You know the path. What are the conditions of the path? Right. So, all right, let's stick with Mercury, right? You're ruled by Mercury, but you're also ruled by Leo. What does that sound like to you when you put that together, right? That kind of sounds like um a motivational speaker. That kind of sounds like a person that does lectures that is really known around the community. Okay? Because again, Leo with the path of Mercury, which is teaching and gathering knowledge, right? You gather knowledge, you become a scholar when you're ruled by Mercury, but then you're also ruled by Leo, which is Leo has to present something to the people. Leo has to, inspire people, lift the moods of the individuals. You see, so you combine those two. This is what it means to read astrology, right? And this is why computers can't do this. Computers only can tell you what things mean individually. So that's why you're always going to be confused about your astrology chart if you only look at the free websites, or you get a reading for somebody who only can think individually as well. You got to think individually, but you also have to be able to intuitively combine information. Okay, so you see what I mean? Once you know that, you know the path, you know the conditions of your path. You know your strengths and weaknesses. Okay? All right? Not only that, but you know what environments suit you. Do you see how you're able to navigate just with this alone? But all right, I mean, we can go way, way deeper into astrology, but I got to talk about tarot as well. Remember, I got to talk about tarot as well. So, all right, in this grand scheme, because that's the broad information, right? That's the broad information that you get from your astrology reading. If you're paying attention to your astrology reading every day, if you got an astrology reading from me, you're listening to it every day so you can, so you get it in your subconscious mind. So you automatically you just know it. All right. Now, you need personal guidance, right? You need guidance throughout your day because things change all the time. As far as in the little details, when you wake up in the morning, energy is different. Everything is always changing. So you have the overview, which doesn't change, right? But the intricate details do change. This is what the tarot is for, okay? Because it's like this is how you communicate with the energies around you. That's what people don't understand about tarot. It's not about psychic readings, okay? It's about mentorship, guidance from your energy around you, your ancestors, your guardian angels, your whatever you want to call them, okay? Again, I'm pretty sure all of you guys understand that spirit is real, okay? Because you're here on this channel. So I'm not even going to pacify it and try to simplify it. That's what the tarot is for, to communicate. All right. Now, of course, remember when I said, like I said, the number one rule is that, you don't buy your own tarot cards. I mean, obviously, some of you bought them already. That's just the rule because it's just letting you know if the tarot cards didn't come to you, they weren't meant for you yet. Okay. Not everybody's meant to be a tarot reader. Okay. But you could still utilize this by initiating yourself with somebody who does. Okay? With somebody who does, because you can get like a weekly reading just to stay up to date on the energy, because energy is always changing. Now, again, if you do have your own tarot cards, what I suggest is every single morning, pull a card, shuffle the cards, of course, pull a card, see where the energy is directing you. Okay, that's your guidance that you can receive every single day. So again, you got the principles from astrology. You know your path on a large scale. You know the conditions of your path. You know your strengths and weaknesses. You know the environments that suit you and the environments that don't suit you. Okay, and on top of that, you're getting weekly or daily guidance or monthly guidance, whatever. Um, it's going to be a lot harder for you to lose. Okay, just to keep it simple. That is navigating through the matrix. You're navigating, you're in control, you're Neo in the matrix, because everybody else, they're just winging it. Everybody else is being pulled from one end to the next. They're being pulled by the next hot thing. This hot thing comes into existence. Everybody goes to that. Then you see they're just going up and down, back and forth, all over the place. They're asleep. They don't know thyself. They, again, do you want to be like this? Okay, so it's very, very important to understand that. All right, so I just wanted to break it down a little bit more on how these two sciences work together. Okay, your guidance, your astrology reading is your map. All right, so think about it. If you're on a treasure hunt, you got the map for the treasure hunt, but you also have a guide, a personal guide that's helping you from stepping into the traps, and and who knows? I mean, what could happen to you on your treasure hunt? Okay, and this is how you can get to the point where life becomes easier. Okay, I mean, life is always going to be difficult, but it can become a lot easier than you just waking up in the morning not knowing what you're going to do, not knowing your plan, like you're just winging it. All right, so then that's what I mean by combining the spiritual with the practical. That's what we have to do, guys. You can't just be on one end or the other. You have to walk the middle path. That's the path of the occultist. All right. I know they give the occult a bad name, or occultists a bad name, or Masons a bad name. That's just because man fears what he doesn't understand. People in poverty don't understand success, so they fear success. They say in order for you to be successful, you have to sell your soul. You have to, step on people. You have to, whatever it may be. But again, that's all fear-based information, because that's not true. Okay. All you have to do is combine the spiritual with the practical, walk the middle path. All right. Really hard to do. So again, if anybody hasn't got that astrology reading yet, I don't know what you're doing. Okay. Get with me, occulthealing22@gmail.com. The email's in my description of this video. Okay. Also, you want the tarot readings as well that can help you out in certain situations. Again, same email, along with my other services, how to make money from home session, the detox session, teaching you how to detox properly. It's more than just physical. We're talking about detoxing the body, the emotions, the mind, and the spirit. The money spell, again, the spell that I learned from one of my good Mason friends, that they do not tell regular people, and that thing works. Anybody who's ever had it, they know that thing works. The hypnosis session that I created with all the different intricate, I'll explain it again. If you want to know about that, just email me and ask about it. And just one-on-one consultations. Obviously, everybody needs a mentor. Everybody needs to talk to somebody. Again, I'm here for you guys. As I know that we all go through things where we can't talk to certain people because they'll think we're crazy, right? So I'm one of those individuals you guys can come to and speak to. And again, remember my one-on-one consultations, there are no time limits, so we can get down to the nitty-gritty, and we can improve your life. So again, peace and love. Ashe, namaste. Till next time.